Beat making basics.
What's up, YouTube? It's your man Ever J. We're back again with another dope video. If you're new to the channel, please do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure those bell notifications are on. We're coming back to back with videos just like this, okay? So here at Beat Making Basics, our whole goal is to make the whole music production process easier. In today's video, what I'm gonna be doing is actually arranging and mixing an ASAP Rocky type beat. Okay, I'm gonna give you a just basic if you didn't already check the first video or the previous video when I made the beat, I'm gonna kind of give you just a little introduction to what the track sounds like. Okay, let's check it out. So that's what we're working with. Okay, we got some heat going. So obviously the first step here is gonna be to arrange this beat into song format. So take what I have here and then turn that into something that maybe ASAP Rocky would want to jump on. You feel me? So the first thing here is to figure out what parts are gonna work for what parts, right? So we're gonna figure out, all right, hey, what's gonna work for the intro, what's gonna work for the hook, and what's going to work for the verses. So like right here, that's a good intro type vibe. It's also going to be something that's going to be good to actually put during the verses. I can add this right here to actually go in and out of the verses. And in this part right here, I'm just gonna say synth, is gonna be what I'm gonna be using for the hook. Okay, and when you put that together with the beat, this is what we're gonna have for the hook. Okay. All right, cool. So basically, since we know what we're going to be having for the hook, what we can do is I can do an arrangement right here, right? So I can come over here where it says arrangement. I just hit this button right here, and I'm just going to scroll in like this. We could have either an 8-bar intro or 4-bar intro. Let me just listen to this real quick and see kind of how I want to do this. Yeah, that's how we're gonna do it. So we're gonna start off with the intro, and then what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna go straight into the chorus actually. So as we said before here, usually how I do this is I go ahead and just take all of this and I copy and I just paste it all the way through. You know what I mean? And we can just map out the song here. So this is gonna be the verse. This is also going to be a second part of the verse. And then we're going to come again with the hook, with the chorus. And then we're going to go another verse. I like to do mine like 2 verses, 3 hooks, intro and outro. Or intro, hook, verse, hook, verse, hook, outro. That's how I like to do my beats. But obviously you can do whatever you want. And sometimes you would want to put a bridge, but I mean for a hip hop song, not so likely. All right, so we're gonna go right here. Well, let's look over here and see what the time is. 2 minutes and 13 seconds. I'm gonna be honest with you, like a lot of times that is not a bad gig. But I'm gonna go ahead and add like a bridge part, and then we'll do the chorus again. And outro, we'll see how long the track is now. Bridge, chorus, and this should be outro. And this is gone. Okay, cool. 2 minutes 57 seconds. Cool. I really could have just left it alone at the 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Matter of fact, I might go ahead and do that There's plenty of 2-minute songs nowadays. Literally, you don't necessarily have to even. You feel what I'm saying? Do that. Do a long song nowadays, especially in rap. So okay, cool. This is what we got, and now all we're gonna do is we're gonna just use this as our outline of how we're gonna do the song. All right. So this is what I'll do here. I'm gonna be using this solo to basically see whatever parts I want, and then I'm gonna mute everything that I don't want in the song. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is how I want the song to start. And then I want this second flute to come in. So what I would do is I'll push Control and M. That's gonna mute or unmute whatever here is here in the workspace window. So I want to unmute that. And so I want this to come in like this. Okay, cool. So now we got that. Like I told you before, I wanted this synth part to be in the hook. So we'll go ahead and mute out this other flute here. And all this stuff is not, I'm not going to have that going in there. I might have like some hi-hats coming in at some point, but let's do that. And let's see here. Go ahead and bring all this in here. Okay, cool. So let's check it out. See how it flows. All right, that's too much. All right. Yeah, you see how I switched it up. So let's do it again here. And basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm thinking I'm going to be alternating the hi-hat pattern here. You feel what I'm saying? Like really, this hi-hat pattern could really go for the hook. And then this hi-hat pattern could go for the verses. And the cool trick here is actually after I get a pretty good blueprint for say like the verses or whatever, and or the hook, I can come in here and just delete all this. And copy, like drag it over here. Same thing with this. I can come over here for the verse, delete that, and come over here like this, and drag it over here. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like once you get like one of the hooks together and at least one of the verses, you can pretty much copy it and paste it, and then come back in here and edit it how you want to. Outro kind of gonna be like the verse. I mean, like the intro for the most part, honestly. So I'm gonna come over here, like do this. We'll bring back in that little flute part, and I think I had that right there. Delete that. Delete that. This is a chorus. And again, you can see how I'm using this little guy as a guide. Pull this over here. I don't know why this is not coming over, but it's all good. I can just drag it. All I'm doing is holding that option. And voila, pretty much the song's ready to go. Now, obviously, I'm gonna want to add some other different things into here. I might swap out the 808 sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Might. So, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let's check it out. And honestly, after listening to it, excuse me, after listening to it, I can tell that actually it would be better if I go ahead and add some more to the song. You know what I'm saying? If I was listening to the song, I'd be super mad if it was only like 2 minutes long. I would want to hear more of the song. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna pretty much come over here and just extend it. And all I had to do is just take this bad boy right here, drag it over. Okay. Whoopsie. Sorry, y'all. Drag that bad boy over here like that. That's the outro. Again, since I already have a chorus, just take this bad boy like this and then hold down Option, drag it over. And then for my bridge, it's gonna be similar to my regular verses, but I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do here. Right? So instead of making this the main flute sound, I'm gonna take that bad boy out, and I'm gonna make this the main flute sound. And then this 808 right here that I had that you don't see, I'm gonna bring that bad boy in there, and this is gonna be the 808 that I'm gonna be working with on the bridge. You feel what I'm saying? So what I would do is mute everything out here, bring that bad boy in like that, unmute it, come over here like this. Hopefully it sounds good. And then I'm also gonna switch this out. So like instead of it playing the second hi-hats, it's gonna play the first hi-hats right here. And then I'm gonna make this play these hi-hats instead. Come over here and do that. Actually, let me just play it from this bridge part. I don't know, it's something about that 808, that first 808. That first 808 is rocking. So let's just play it from the beginning. We'll kind of see how this vibes, and we go from there. Okay, cool. Let me do this too. Like sometimes when it comes to like arranging the songs, you could tell that certain things are going to be needed, and one thing that's going to be needed is like a transitional sound that's going to transition each section of the sound, each section to the new section of the song. So like I'll go over here and add a. We're just going to go with a default patch, and I'm just going to go here and say rise. And now I like using this strobe riser. All right, cool. And the cool thing about this is now I can just take this and copy and paste it. So I'll just make sure it's quantized first, and then we're just going to go ahead and copy and paste it where it needs to go. And technically I can just take this out here like this. It'll just make it a whole lot easier. And all it is, push Command C, Command V, paste it. There you go. Now obviously on some of this stuff I'm not going to like right here, this outro part is not going to do that again. I might not have it at the first part of the verses, and I'll see how that sounds now. And see, what I wanted to do is right here, I wanted to just go ahead and start playing around with this halftime. And so what I'll do is I'm just going to push latch down on this track right here where I have the halftime, and then right when it comes into this second part right here, or this bridge part, as you can see, right when it comes to this bridge part, then I'm gonna go ahead and turn this halftime on. So let's check that out. All right, cool. Now, and I actually might not even put that part there. I think felt it kind of clashed. But now what I could do is I could go ahead and hit A. And on this track right here, like say if I wanted to edit what I just put on there, I could just scroll down here where it says volume and go down to halftime, and power on is what I put on here. So see how I kind of did it before and after, like, so I could just take it and put it right where I want it, and that way it's a real smooth sound. So let me just do it like this. I'm gonna go ahead and make it be regular right there, and yeah, we should be good. So cool. Now I'm gonna turn off latch, and now I still should have this going here. I'm gonna go ahead and get right here. All right, so latch has to be on in order for that to work, which is perfectly fine. So bad. So one thing I will do is right over here on this track that I have latch going on, just so I can make this like to where I'm not gonna have any mistakes or issues, I'm gonna go ahead and just export this into a wave file. So I'm gonna bounce it in place right here. All I did is right clicked, I'm gonna bounce it in place, normalize off, and do it like this. That way I have like an actual copy of this, and I don't have to worry about accidentally touching something or messing something up. We got it right here. So I'm gonna move this track that we had here up. Go ahead and mute him out, although it's already muted right here. I'll also go ahead and mute these guys right here. And now this is audio. All right, bet. So pretty much the beat is done now, right? Now there's a couple more things that we can do, like for instance, add a snare roll. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that most people, I mean, you know, a lot of producers do snare rolls, but sometimes you can overlook it. You know, it really helps to add a snare roll. And how we're gonna do that, you can just come over here and create a loop right here. And I can even make it even more detailed. All right, cool. So we'll just do that. And now, if I want, I can make this mug, you know, go at different places in the song. So for instance, see where I put that snare and I have this going right here. I can, you know, anytime right before the hook, that little snare roll will be there. And if I wanted to, I could also put the snare roll after the hook too. So let's just listen to it and see like this first beginning part and see if we need to put the snare roll anywhere else. Right now I can kind of tell that the snare actually we need to do something to the snare. You know what I mean? That snare needs to have a little more movement just to make it sound a little more lit. Yo, that needs right here. That needs some more movement as well. All right, we just gonna put that little pattern like throughout the whole track, just because I feel like without it, it was just kind of boring. Not boring, but it needed a little more bounce. It needed a little bit more of a movement, if that makes sense. So cool. Basically, I'm making room for this. You'll see what I'm about to do here in a second. And so now I can just get rid of these. You know, I can also take this down. Boom, right there. Get rid of that. And I should be able to just drag this up. Voila. Okay. Cool. Now, listen to it. Also, excuse me, another thing I'm going to do is go ahead and combine these hi-hats since there's the same hi-hat sound. You know what I mean? There's no reason to have two hi-hat tracks. You feel me? Like, if I know for a fact I'm going to be using this stuff or these hi-hats, I'm going to just pull them up. Just get rid of that second hi-hat track. That way, like, during the mixing process, it's like not too crowded. I don't have to, you know, overdo it trying to mix all this different stuff. Yeah, see, even on the kick, so that's what I'm saying. You got to pay attention to it because sometimes, you know, there's just certain things you could do to make this mug sound better. See, that kick should have been hitting right there. You don't want to always have the kick, lining up with the 808, but it does help. It helps that 808 to, have a real punchy vibe if you just kind of line up your 808s with the kick. Alright, so check this out. Now I can just take this and literally the same thing I just did. I could take this right here, drag it down, move that playhead over, copy and paste it all the way through like that, and come over here, do one of these numbers, delete everything right there. Actually, now everything's lining up. Okay, we're gonna delete the old kick, bring that new kick in. Matter of fact, yeah, all of it goes. And then we'll just go ahead and delete it. So let's listen to it now. Okay, so like on this intro part of the verse, of each verse, I'm just gonna kind of keep the snare simple, man, because I feel like it kind of messes it up a little bit. You see what I'm talking about. And there you go. I mean, pretty much the beat is done. All right. So next thing I would pretty much do is go ahead and save this and just say like the name of the track and say number 2, like, and then I can come through here and just delete all this stuff, like, and just say if I want to bring that stuff back, I can just go to that other version. I can also take this down, and I'm gonna save this before I do this part of the video. Honestly, man, I'm gonna break a lot of rules when it comes to the mixing that, you know what I mean, normally I would tell you not to do. Like, for instance, normal situation, I'm bouncing everything down as audio files, and then we're going to mix it from there. That's the proper way to do it. But to be honest with you, there's not a whole lot that I'm going to be doing to process this beat. You know what I mean? So, like, for instance, as I was making the beat and kind of working to do everything, I kind of already got the levels right. So at this point now, the only other thing to do, come over here to the hook part and maybe just kind of pan stuff to the left or the right, right? Cool. Pretty much I got a basic, pan going, just nothing too crazy, right? Next thing I would do is just make sure that we're leaving room for this 808 to shine through, and one of the ways to do that is by cutting some of the lower frequencies out of all the rest of the instruments. And to be honest with you, like, this is the point where I would probably say, all right, instead of over mixing it, I think it sounds dope. And so then, I mean, I took this down some just to give it some headroom because it's still clipping, but I can come over here and do two things to the master stereo. So I can do an additive limiter, you know what I mean? Take this right here, take the ceiling down. I didn't quite like how it sounded. Now, another way to do this would be through this isotope plugin called Ozone 9. Really, the only thing you really need on this is a maximizer. You can take this down like as low as we need to. Threshold's cool. Put it right there. Hit those transients. And then this equalizer, I could take this down some if I wanted to, but I'm gonna leave it alone. right, so basically that's one way you could do it. Another way you could do it is I could go here. We'll just get out of this and do another ozone. Another way you could do this. One cool thing about ozone is it has something called master assistant, and like literally I can just click that and I can kind of adjust it how I want it. So I can say it's hitting a little hard, so I can put it on low. I'll leave it at modern, and then it's going to be used for streaming. So next thing I do is push next, and just push play. Okay, and you could go with the preset right here if you want, or let's listen to the first one we did. I actually like it without this ozone joint on it. And so in that case, sounds pretty clean. So I mean, you know, obviously, you know what I mean, you will probably want to go ahead and just bounce this down to audio and then mix it. But you can sometimes get away with cheating, if you will. But y'all, that's the video. If you like it, please make sure you hit that thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed yet, go ahead and get subscribed. Subscribe. Hit those bell notifications. Again, we come with back-to-back videos. Have hundreds of videos already on the channel. And feel free to watch them all through. If you also want to leave a comment, I do respond. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.